So in the previous instalment, we removed those stubborn, worn-out old spheres on my 1983 Rolls Corniche, replacing them with a brand new set from IntroCar. One of them was a bit more stubborn to remove than the others, but eventually, after performing a few essential repairs, through years of gunk and thick like underseal, we were almost ready to bleed the system. But first, let's complete and repaint those arches so we've got a nice, clean, maintainable workspace moving forward. And just so you know, this is the underseal I use, HB Body, best I've ever used. So with that done, the next job on the list is to replace those old hoses coming from the reservoir. So I resume my usual position as a contortionist and improvise up a stepladder so I don't dirty my newly cleaned engine bay with a pipe to empty the old fluid into a plastic bottle propped up underneath. So it's out with the old and in with the new. So here's the new one from IntroCar. I think these look like they're going to be a push fit. Soon see. Because it's so difficult to get to the screws on the Jubilee clips. It's not impossible to get in there, and it's a very dirty job, as you can see. But I think, well, I'm hoping that a push fit. Let's see. To get underneath the reservoir to slide it on. You see, it'd be pointless to go to all this trouble for a whole new system, just to find that one of your old hoses bursts and empties the entire system of the LHM fluid. Best to be safe than sorry. Okay, well that looks pretty clean. This LHM is much cleaner than the normal fluid, you know, in the earlier ones, the normal .3. But just going to take a little look inside. Go. Absolutely filthy. It's just full of this green sludge now. As you saw before, I've emptied the whole reservoir and I've replaced the pipes that feed and return to it. But you know, I think I'm going to do it properly, which means undoing all these unions here, taking the lid off, cleaning all the sludge out, flushing it through, and then refitting the new pipes, and then put everything back together again and put fresh fluid in before we actually bleed the system, because it's pointless me going this far and not doing the likes of this, just overlooking it. You know, I'm sure lots of garages do this, but got to do it properly, haven't you? Let's get stuck in. I've just got to carefully pull this off, because as you can see here, it's a seal. Now look at that. And there you have it. What a present. Look at that. Ugh. Now that's in your system. And this is what people decide not to clear out because it's too much of a faff doing this. But a couple of hours work, clean it all out within an inch of its life. Fresh fluid, you know it's doing its job properly. Look at the state of that. It's like somebody's gut. You ready for this one? Ugh. Look at that. And that's what you've got inside your reservoir if you can't be bothered to clean it out. It's the easiest job in the world, just unscrewing the sphere and screwing the new one back on. You've got to do the job properly. Fresh fluid, bleed it properly. It's not, you know, it's not the most difficult job in the world, but this is why the likes of this is overlooked, because people are just lazy. Right, let's get cleaned up, eh? Now, I know this seems like I'm going backwards, but because of their age, these filters won't click back into their bases. So I'm just using a tiny bit of blue gasket just to seal them back in, but make sure you clean off the excess. Otherwise, we're back in the same boat. Okay, so it's 9 AM the next morning. Just before IntroCar closed last night, I ordered these 2 seals, which are for this. Now, when I took it all apart yesterday, someone had just stuffed like black mastic all the way around to seal these on top of there, which isn't ideal. It was sort of coming over the brim of the cup as well, and bits had dropped in and broken down in amongst the LHM over the years, which isn't ideal. So that was probably contributing to all that black silt and crap that we saw last night. So these are really good quality. Now, these were no longer available for quite a few years, but as I've explained in previous episodes, IntroCar spend hundreds of thousands of pounds on the redevelopment and recommission of the parts that are basically obsolete and you can't buy anymore. And these, I'm told, are quite a new addition. They've only just come back into stock, and it beats black mastic, doesn't it? So yeah, that'll complete the job. Now, I've fitted new calipers, pads, discs all round, flexi hoses, brake lines, and the all-important accumulators or spheres. So I should have a nice, clean, dependable system now with no sludge getting dragged in and put around the system and compromising the system I've got. So as I said before, proper job, just do it properly. Anyway, enough said, enough talking. Let's get stuck in and get these fitted. Hey,
Right, Gaz, how are we?
how you doing?
All right, mate. How are you?
What have you got for me?
Well, I brought you some photos, which are, I'll leave those for the time being.
Brilliant.
And to try and get our wheel nut problem.
Oh, wow.
Locking wheel nut
Huge
tools.
assortment there, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Just to fill you in, guys, when I was doing the BM last week, stupidly, and this is something you know, I absolutely hate it when you take a car to a garage to get tyres fitted. They do them up with the ratchet gun, and all of a sudden you can't undo your lock and wheel nut because it's rounded off. I've done exactly the same thing, haven't I? The heavens opened, it was raining. I quickly gunned them all up, and I've rounded my lock and wheel nut up on the back, so I can't do the rear springs on the BM. So John has kindly brought me this assortment of gear.
Yeah.
And we're going to work through it and, you know.
See if we can find one that fits.
Yeah.
So I just noticed when I was walking past the car, it's similar to that.
Yeah.
So if we can find something that would fit inside there.
Yeah.
But to be honest, most of these are Mercedes, so we'll see. If not, we'll try and drill it.
Have you seen that? Have you had a look at this?
Well, this is what started it all, wasn't it? Having a chat about Porsches.
Yeah.
I did see it once on the channel.
Pull this back.
Oh wow! Wow.
There she is. And it's a weird one, John.
GT.
Yeah. I think they imported only 38 into the UK.
Manual.
Yeah. Manual, right-hand drive. Only 38 were imported into the UK, but I'm sure a few went to Australia, you know, probably a few went to the States, but right-hand drive, really, yeah. Maybe a few went to Japan, and as you can see, the interior
it's gorgeous, isn't it?
brand new, isn't it?
You still smell the leather.
Yeah, I know. I think that's one of the most important things about any car, if it smells right.
Yeah. Takes me back.
Yeah. Now, I've kind of neglected this. I got so far with it, and then other things kind of took over, like different cars, and I'm trying to do an eclectic mix for the channel, and you get caught up at one car, and then you jump onto another car.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it interesting, but I really need to get this finished.
So what's the job?
It's got incredible history with it, and it's all Porsche or Porsche specialist. But I can't find any paperwork saying the cam belt's being done, and it scares the hell out of me. It's been 17 years since it was last done according to the paperwork.
Ouch. So it needs doing.
I'm sure there's a possibility it has been done, but because old Tom, who bought it off, is now 95 years of age, he's just a little bit forgetful. So the main thing I need to do is just do the cam belt.
Oh.
Now, I know this looks a bit filthy, but I'm going to get the guys down from Avro Pro, and they'll do a dry ice clean.
Dry ice, yeah.
And it comes up like new. And then I'll have a nice clean, working base then. Because I can't stand it when everything's filthy and, you're getting covered in oil, everything you touch.
Yeah.
When it's nice and clean, I can see, where I'm at and what I need to do. I'm probably going to have to replace the water pump and other bits and bobs. Sometimes the cogs wear out, the teeth on the cogs that hold the belt.
Yeah.
I'll only know once I get in there and see what's what.
Thankfully, the hoses don't feel too crispy, do they? So you'll probably get away with hoses.
No, but the score, John. You see these?
Yeah.
The leads and that, they can become crusty and just start snapping off as soon as you touch them. But I'll just replace whatever. And I want to clean the rocker covers up and repaint them because they just look disgusting.
Well, do you want a hand?
You got time on your hands, yeah?
Yeah.
Retired now, yeah, man of leisure. Join the club, mate.
Yeah. Well,
I've never been so busy since I retired. I'll order the kit. I want to order a Gates kit.
Right.
Now, John used to work in CES, which is now GSF.
Yeah.
So he knows all about ordering parts and finding parts that you can't get hold of. So
leave that with me.
Have you done the wheels as well? Yeah, I did the wheels. I refurbed them in a previous episode. But I'm feeling a bit bad, John, because I promised old Tom, who bought the car, and the Lotus, that I'd get them up and running, get them all, all tidy and all done, and take them back for one last drive. And he's 95 years of age now, and I've really got to get on with it and crack on, yeah. And if you want, come and give us a touch.
Come and give you a hand with that. Well, as I say, two heads better than one.
So let's have a look at these photos anyway.
Yeah, I've worked on a few of those in the past, so I thought this is a snapshot, as they say,
of your life.
Of my car life, yeah. That was a Marina van that I bought off a, company that was
You?
That's me.
Headlight man, no. I've got to cut it, I know.
What do you reckon that is?
Trans Am.
It's a Granada.
Get out of it.
So a mate of mine had that, and he'd done a refurb on it and then crashed it. Oof. And I salvaged the engine and gearbox out of it. There you go. Engine on the bench. Lapping valves in.
The old school way?
Yeah.
Like that?
That's it.
With the cut and paste.
Bought another van and put that engine and gearbox in that van.
Is that a post office van?
It was Lind forklift trucks.
Didn't you used to work for BT as well?
Yeah. I joined BT not long after this because my dad was a BT man. And he said...
You get a great pension. Yeah.
That was it. You got to get
that old chestnut.
Yeah. Then it starts getting sensible when you get married. Fiesta Super Sport.
How can that be sensible? It's a racing car.
It wasn't. It was only a 1300 engine, but they weren't fabulous things. But it was just sensible transport. XR3s, wish I had those.
XR3Is.
Yeah, they're worth a few bob now. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I thought would bring the photos for.
Oh, an S4, yeah.
928 S4.
Oh, wow, look at that. Same colour.
So that
is the same colour, isn't it?
Yeah, same colour. Just slightly
Guards
different wheels.
red.
Guards red. Same spoiler, is it?
Yeah,
slightly different wheels, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a different model, isn't it? That's a GT. And they're GT wheels.
Yeah.
So
right, okay.
I don't know what they call them.
Black interior on that one.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one. Look at that.
And a couple of 328 GTSs.
What are you doing in a Ferrari? Come on.
I know.
Stays here. Tom Selleck.
That does look a bit Magnum-ish, doesn't it?
Where's the Muzzy?
Yeah. Granada gear.
Yeah. They were lovely cars. My dad had one of them. My dad did a job for someone. He was a ceiling fixer. And he couldn't pay him. And he said, well, take my car.
No way.
It's the best car he ever had. It's great though, isn't it? It's,
I love
you've said time and time again, it's the cars bring us together, don't they? And everyone's got a story and every car's got a story. And, it's almost like when you hear a song on the radio, you say, where were you when that song was out, 30 years ago?
Absolutely.
It's the same thing with cars, I think.
I can remember standing at my bench in the garage at Lion Motors and listening to records and thinking, I'll never forget that, because it was just like that moment, Yeah. Some lovely cars.
Anyway, Let's crack on with this, shall we?
Yeah,
See where
no
we're going to
problem.
get.
See where we go. That's the original one. And it's all worn away, hasn't it? Obviously, from spinning it up.
Yeah.
I found that one in my garage. It looks like it's the right diameter. I think we're in, mate.
Yeah. You there, John?
Done.
How easy was that?
You just need to be patient with them, don't you, Gary?
Oh, patience. It took us 1 minute.
There we go, mate.
I could reuse that, you know. I'm only missing.
Maybe.
Well, that was a nice little interval, but we're getting sidetracked here. So let's get back to the job in hand. And what was I saying about living in hope? Push fit? No such luck. And just so you know, I haven't had this starter for about 3 months, so hopefully it'll fire into life. I'm just waiting to hear the petrol pump kick in. So I think the way this car's designed is until you've reached oil pressure, the petrol pump won't kick in. So you have to give it a few goes. I think this was designed so that if you lost oil pressure, your oil was too low, instead of losing your engine, it just cuts out. Hear the pump? Come round the back and listen. Hear it? Now, I know I mentioned that special filler spout in the last episode, but if you're putting this kind of volume in because you're bleeding the brakes, just leave the caps off the top. I suppose them filler pipes are best for just top-up purposes, really. It saves all the faff of undoing the Allen keys. Come round here. See, all the lights are off. It's just saying fuel level low. See this? So that's a good sign. It looks like we've got all the spheres up to press. I'm just going to give them a little bleed. Just break the bleed screws. Make sure all the air's out. Let that smoke burn off the exhaust where we spilt it before. And yeah, on cue. There's a truck outside. I'll just check for leaks. Yeah, bone dry. Bone dry. Yep. All good. Yeah. Check the front spheres. no leaks. Levels are good. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now, this smoke will burn off in the end. It's just a bit of spilt LHM fluid on the exhaust. It'll just cook off soon. So I'm going to set about bleeding the brake system now. So I'm going to jam a block of wood onto the brake pedals so it's depressed, and I'll go around each of the calipers in turn, especially the back ones, and just make sure all the air is completely out of the system and we've got a good brake. So yeah, great stuff. I'm happy with that so far. Now I know I said there were no leaks, but on closer inspection, just before I bled the system, I found another pipe with a pinhole in it dripping. So, another hour later, and we're good to go. Now, an added problem I have is the driver's door is permanently locked because the catch is broken. So I'm having to climb over through the passenger side. Jesus, these seats are heavy. I'm sure you know, but unlike conventional systems, this system's actually bled with the engine running. So move around to each caliper in turn, starting at the back. And once you've been round once, just go round again to make sure. At first, you'll see like a foamy stuff. You can just imagine the pressure inside the system swirling around inside. So you'll get a bit of foam. And then when all the bubbles are out, you get clean fluid and you know you're good. And obviously it's important to recheck your levels and top up as necessary. And you'll notice, because it's a high pressure system, I'm just opening the bleed screw just for a split second, then tightening. Open for a split second and then tighten. This just saves the pipe blowing off under all the pressure and covering your head to toe in brake fluid. Okay, well, that's just about wrapped things up for this week. I'm sorry it was a little bit of a long drawn out process, but I'm sure you'll agree there's only one way to do a job, and that's just get on with it and do it properly. I'm sorry it's been a bit of a mixture of late, with different episodes. I've been flitting from different cars, and you know, I'll be 1 week on one car and another week on another car, and I suppose there's no real continuity, but I've just been trying to keep the channel eclectic really, and informative and entertaining at the same time. I'm just doing my best to set things up and, you know, make the best of my channel really, and I really appreciate everything the viewers do. I appreciate all your messages. I like to feel that you're involved, and I think I've decided now that I think the Porsche is going to be the next port of call. because it's been put off for too long. I've been doing other things, as I said. And I'm just about to go out to the States to work on Dan's 190 SL. I've agreed to paint it for him. That's going to be a bit of work. And also do the suspension on his Jaguar XK8. And I promise I'm going to be cutting his hair off as well. Sorry, I've just been too busy of late, but I won't put you through any more of it. I'll get it cut off before I go to the States. So yeah, while I'm in the States, I think I'll try and source the Campbell kit for it, because I haven't had much luck over here, but I think there's an American company over there that does everything. It does the pork and tensioner, it does the water, but it does like a kit, and I can get the Gates belt as well, which is the one I want to fit. And once again, thanks so much for your support and everything you do, guys, because you are what make this channel. But I must say, if any of the older generation are watching, don't be afraid to hit that button, like and subscribe, because I promise you, it's completely free. If you hit the button, all it does, it gives you notifications of new episodes that are coming up. Now, we're doing 3 a month at the moment, so if I get a few more subscribers, maybe I'll be doing a little bit more. You know, every little helps. So once again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Thank you for watching this episode of Classic Obsession. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And see you all next time.